message or not. Have you ever had that feeling?
Yeah.
Sure, I love this message that I'm getting. And then, you know, a few days later, you go, oh, that was exactly what I needed. Sometimes exactly what we needed isn't what we thought we wanted. And so, but those are messages that we keep getting from God. Last Sunday was truly a family time. We had a meeting. We had a CCO meeting. And I think you start realizing that we're not just members of a church, but we're members of a community. And being members of a community means you're also members of the family. And so I want you to think of that there are people here that as any family, they need your support sometimes. But like family members, sometimes they're afraid to ask. Have you ever had one of your kids come home from school and you say, what's wrong? And they nothing. And you go, uh-oh. Well, that's what happens here. We have people that come in on Sunday and they, you know, they look like Eeyore, you know. When you say, what's going on? They go, nothing. Please honor yourself enough to let somebody help you. Just think of that mother who wanted to help the child. Each one of you here has somebody you can connect with, talk to, and feel appreciated and honored. And do that. Don't be alone. This is not a place for you to be alone. This is a place that we have so much love. And when you come here and you visit us, I hope you feel that. And I'm not just saying that because I'm the pastor. I'm saying that because I feel it. Yes, Carolyn?
Corky gave me a card, maybe feel important.
Good. Oh, well, thank you. That's great. Oh, good for you, Corky.
Yay.
Yay, Corky. Yeah. Oops. I keep saying, wouldn't you like to be in a place where people love you, where people think you're important, where people are going to talk to you and consider you family? And I mentioned that. A woman called yesterday and said, when's church? And I said, at 10 o'clock. She said, what do I wear? And I said, whatever you want to, or you can come in your birthday suit. That's, you know, it's for me. I don't really care what you wear. I just would like you here. And so many times we were raised that you couldn't go to church unless you had the perfect dress, the perfect attitude, the perfect everything. Here, we love you just the way you are. So know that you're accepted and appreciated and loved without feeling like you have to do something special. Yes, Janet.
Well, I just wanted to share with, when I came to just touch base with Dottie to let her know I was here, I said, I missed one, you know, Sunday, last Sunday, and I said, I'm going through CCO withdrawals.
Well, we're so glad you're back, Jan. Thank you so very much. Yes. And why do I have this attitude? You know, why is it, oh, Dottie loves everybody. I heard somebody say, oh, Dottie loves everybody. Someone said, oh, I think Dottie loves me. Somebody said, oh, Dottie loves everybody. I like that. I'll go with that. Well, what happened was I had a mother called Eleanor, who we called Wow.
Wow. Yep.
And when I was in high school, I went to high school in a very bigoted, prejudiced area of California. And I was going to a high school where we had 2 African-American kids. And one of them was male, and so I promptly started dating him. And, you know, I think we both felt the same way, that we wanted to kind of show that it was okay to be with somebody. Well, my mom heard about this, that I was seeing this man, this boy. I think he was all 18. And I said, Mom, is that okay? And this is what she said. Dottie, I would love it. I'm going to cry. Dottie, I would love it if all my children married people of different races. And then when I looked at my grandchildren, they would be the beautiful colors of God's flower garden.
Wow.
And you wonder, how did Dottie get here? And that's, for those of you, Gloria has met Wow's bench over at Seacliff. She goes over when she never knew my mother, but she says something about sitting there at the table and the benches that have her name on it. She feels the love when she's at the beach. And so I invite any of you, if you're getting into a rough time, go over to Seacliff and walk along until you see the one at the very end, and it says, Eleanor, Wow, Ostroga, and on the other side it says, blessed is the spot.
Get to the bar.
And it's on the bar at the bottom. And feel that love that she keeps giving even though she is now gone. But here. And don't you love that? When I said one time to my spirit guide, Mom, where do they go? And he says, they didn't go anywhere. They just went invisible. And you go, wow, what a difference that makes that my mother's here, thinking about Mother's Day. We're all going to be thinking about our mother, and so you can go visit mine. I went to see a remarkable play last week. It was called Violet.
Oh,
And for those of you who haven't seen it, it's a wonderful reminder that we are more than the face we present to the world. And that's what I feel when I come here and when I'm here with all of you. That we each have a little bit of Violet within us. Each one of us is afraid maybe we're not looking good enough, we're not pretty enough, we're not thin enough, we're not... Stop it. As Violet found out, she was a beautiful person. And it's one of those that everybody I see in my family is beautiful. And some are a little more beautiful than the others, and these are my grandchildren. That's what's called, this is our family tree. And if you get a chance, you can see the four from Virginia. They're now about, each one of them is about a year older than that picture. But there is so much I have that has been through our family that is about love. And if somebody could turn on a little bit of air, I can see there, it's real still in here. Corky or Mel, could you just turn on a little bit of air? So we can, we're going to freeze you out, Carly and Beck. Sorry about that, but it's going to get a little bit cooler in here. Think about that. That the people that you have in your life react to the love that you give them. And sometimes they just don't act lovable. Have you ever had somebody in your family that just wasn't acting lovable? And what did you do? Kind of ignored them, didn't you? You know, they go, ah. Think about how they want to be loved. Because so many times nobody asks people, how do you want to be loved? What shows love to you? Okay. Do you like to be touched when you're not feeling good? Or do you like to be ignored when you're not feeling good? Do you like to have somebody buy you gifts? Okay. When I'm sick or not feeling loved, I have a wonderful partner who buys me Three Musketeers and a People magazine. Okay? And so, what is that? Oh, Dottie loves chocolate and we're going to get her out of her funk and read about some other people. And it works. But what works the most is the love. But I had to say, this is what I like when I don't feel good. Tell people who you are. In your family, sometimes they'll go, I didn't know that pink was your favorite color, or I didn't know you liked. And you go, why not? Well, you never told them. Start telling people in your family who you are.
And when you change, tell them.
Please do.
How can you still bring me?
Because I don't care for flowers. I don't like cut flowers. And so that's unusual. And so it's hard to figure out what to do. But when we have a family and we're a little bit away from them, we start feeling less than. You know, it's kind of like a football player without a team, or a tuba without a marching band, or maybe you've got the zig and you're missing the zag. I don't care what it is, but there's things where you don't feel complete. And sometimes you're not going to get it from your family of birth. You're going to get it from your family that you have made and created through loving and talking and calling. Okay? Who do you call at 4 o'clock in the morning when you're in jail? Okay. Who do you call to go your bail?
Dottie.
Yeah. But think about it, because whoever is the first name that comes up is usually who you love. It might not be family, but it's that person you can count on and you love. And I have people call me at 4 o'clock in the morning, and I've mentioned this before, saying, Dottie, I did a stupid thing. And I say, I'll be right there. And the next thing you're going to hear are sirens, because I know they've done something to their body. They've either taken an overdose or slashed their wrists or whatever. Because it starts out in that same tone, I've done something stupid. And I am so, wherever I am and whatever I'm doing, I'm so glad that they loved me enough to call me. And that's what it is. The people you can depend on are your family. And they might not be the ones that you grew up with. when you talk about that sense of family, some people have one very, very good friend that they know that if they were here in California having problems, that friend would fly from New York. And then some of you have other friends that you know. If you called them from here to New York, they'd say, that's nice, but I'm busy. But they're still a friend. You still love them. And it's the same wherever you are. You have people that would come and help you. And some that just couldn't, because that's who they are. So loving them for who they are, not for who you want them to be, is one of the most difficult things I see. People are always coming up and saying, Dottie, you won't believe what they did. They didn't come to my birthday party. That doesn't mean they don't love you. They just hate birthday parties. You know what I'm saying?
How could they hate birthday parties?
I don't know, but there's some weird people like that in the world. I love birthday parties. But no, think about that. What is this pressure we put on somebody to be who we want them to be? Well, because they never said to you, I don't like birthday parties. I love you, but I don't like birthday parties. I love you, and I don't like the color purple, whatever. Find out who these people are that are your family members, and who are they actually. I think that when you first meet somebody, you ought to have a checklist, I can ask them these things. Before I love you, this is what I want to know.
Well, that's what getting to know someone's all about.
It's all about, is getting to know somebody, is finding out who they are, what they like, who they want to do. I read something in Reader's Digest that I want to share with you. There was a hunter, and he was walking through the jungle, and he found a ferocious-looking rhinoceros with a pygmy standing proudly beside it. Amazed, the hunter asked, "Did you kill that rhino?" "Well, yes," said the pygmy. "How could a little fella kill a rhino like that?" I asked. He said, "I killed it with my club." The astonished hunter explained, "Wow, how big is your club?" And the pygmy replied, "About 90 of us."
That's sad.
Isn't that great? So just know that there's power in numbers. You never know, how many rhinos you might be running into. So there's power in family, there's power in friends, there's power in community. And just know that you can't be matched with anything else if you're just sitting under a tree. You might find who you are, but who's the person on the next tree to you? Start reaching out and finding out. Here at CCL, we might call you members. You're members of CCL. But really, you're brothers and sisters. It's not one of those things that you're either or. But you could be brothers, sisters, aunts, uncles, grandparents, grandchildren, whatever. We just know that you're part of the family. But what happens if you decide, oh yeah, I'm a family member in CCL, but I'd like to go find another family? That doesn't mean you're not loved. Doesn't mean we stop loving you just because you come back. I have people come back and say, guess what? I went to the Unity Church down the street. Good for you. I still love you. But we see that in family. If somebody goes off and marries somebody else, they're no longer, quote, loved or part of the family. When you really love somebody, they're always going to be up in your heart and a part of the family. Because wherever you are doesn't disconnect you from me. You can call me from, I have a gentleman who calls me from Thailand, and a woman who calls me from Australia, and people who call me from all around the world. And they go, Dottie, I'm so glad you're there. I'm thinking, where would I be? I'm there for you. And being there for somebody else requires you first being there for yourself. If you're not there for yourself to begin with, you're going to get drained. Because you're not filling up your own self. You're going to say, oh, I'm so exhausted. All these people are draining me. Every time somebody drains you, fill up again. You don't say to your gas tank of your car, what do you mean you're empty? You mean
Well,
what
sometimes
do you mean?
I do.
Think about that. You have to put gas back in your car before you can move. You have to put love and attention and energy back into you before you can move. Don't ever run on empty. Jan sees these people all the time. They're running empty because they're in grief. All of their energy is gone. They're running empty because they lost their job. They're running empty because their next door neighbor makes too much noise. You know, whatever it is, they're running on empty. Because we aren't just a family of people here. We're a family of divorce, grief, addiction, prejudice, injustice, broken dreams, lost jobs, and religious disillusionments. All this, you may say, I'm the only one, but trust me, somebody in this room has gone through exactly what you're going through. Because all of you here today understand that each one of us, being God's children, the divine, unequivocally love you just the way you are. Okay? And think about that. I found something. This is probably, it's a song. Because I found it in an MCC songbook. It makes me feel this must be a song. And I want you to repeat after me. I am loved.
I am loved.
I am loved.
I am loved.
I can risk loving you.
I can risk loving you.
For the one who knows me best.
For the one who knows me best.
Loves me most.
Loves me most.
I am loved.
I am loved.
You are loved.
You are loved.
Won't you please take my hand?
Won't you please take my hand?
We are free to love each other.
We are free to love each other.
We are loved.
We are loved.
Jan, is there a tune to that?
Yes.
Okay, can you sing it?
Yes.
Of course you can sing it.
I am loved, you are loved, I can risk loving you,
For the one who knows me best.
because the one that loves me
Loves me
best
most.
loves me most. I am loved, you are
Won't you
loved.
please take my hand?
Won't you please take my
We
hand?
are free to love each other.
We are free to love each other. I am loved.
Thank you so much.
Yay,
Isn't that beautiful?
that's cool.
I saw that, and I
Really
think the
cool
choir
song.
could learn that too, you
Yeah.
know. Well,
The song has been written.
there are so many wonderful things that I read about what people are like, but my one is my 11-year-old grandson, Carter. He spent a beautiful Saturday playing video games, you know, how kids do. And his mom, Libby, tried coaxing him outside. She loves to have the kids playing outside. And she says, someday you're going to be 30 years old, single, and living in my basement playing video games all day. And he said, I can only dream. And you know what? She is going to love him anyway, which is a lead into a song. It's in the choir. Thank you.
Do something with the corkies? Yeah.
Recorder? No, this thing up front.
Oh, I forgot all about that. Oh, no, I can use it. Da 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 da.